And we are live. Welcome in, everybody, to another non-sports night because there are no sports to talk about right now. So we're going to wing it again this week, and we have a really, really fun show tonight because we have some great special guests, and we have a really, really fun topic tonight as we do another bracket. You guys know how much I love brackets. So I came up with a cool one, I think, and I got my buddy Steve as usual, but I got two movie experts with us tonight. And we're going to vote on the movie franchises. And it's going to be a lot of fun. But before we get started, let's say hi to everybody. Of course, my partner channel right over here, the big man himself. Steve, what's up, buddy? How are you?
I mean, I prefer to be called the little guy, but hey, no, I'm fantastic.
Big channel, not big man. Well, you're 6'3" for crying out loud.
No, I know. My brother's actually bigger than me, and he works with me now. And we have three people with the same name, so we added little before his name, but he's 3 inches taller than I am, so it's kind of funny. But anyways, no, thank you as always, and thank you to our special guests.
Absolutely,
love having special guests, and these are two of the greatest special guests we can have. So
get that right. Yep. And speaking of which, let's start with the guy right down here, Charlie from the Disney Nerders. What's up, buddy? How are you? Tell us a little bit about your channel.
I'm doing well, and thanks for having me. I was really excited. I got the communication from you this morning. I was like, yes, definitely.
Sorry, last minute. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Yeah, it was good. We are based in Massachusetts, but we like to do a lot of Disney World stuff. We do autism awareness stuff. We do cancer awareness stuff. And if you caught our show last night, we do Sophie. We did a 2-hour interview with Sophie last night with all her theater and drama and music stuff. So she was up to talking forever and ever and ever. And I finally had to draw the line. I was like, okay, I need a break. My arm was like
when Charlie stopped hearing the crickets and I could hear him 1,000 miles away, it was time to stop the stream.
Yeah, thanks. Now I have to go to a doctor's appointment, get my hearing checked. Everyone's mentioning crickets. I'm like, what are they talking about? I thought you guys were teasing me. And then I start getting yelled at by the girls saying, you can't hear the crickets. I was like, oh, man. Okay.
Well, welcome in, buddy. I'm glad you're here. And he's very close to making the 4,000 hour marks, guys. So if you haven't gone out and checked out their channel, nice. He's really, really close. Let's try to get him over the hump so they can get monetized. That would be awesome. And then right down here, I can't do that. Right down there in the bottom right-hand corner, well, my right-hand corner, is Jim from More Sunshine, please. Jim, thanks for being here, buddy.
Well, thank you for the invitation. It's a great pleasure to be here. Now, let me just say, I was this close to minoring in film in college. So, yeah, I'm an expert.
Was it Japanese film, though? Just because
I'll be honest. I took two film courses. One of them was about baseball films, which would have been cool. Uh-huh. Yeah. I just went and watched the movies. I didn't do a lot of work.
What happened? Did you strike out?
What?
No,
so I've seen every baseball movie ever made.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Very good. All right, good. Well, let's say hi to everybody real fast in the chat, and then we will get started. James Ryan, one of our members, is here. James, good to see you. Tim Pruitt is here. Alex Brenner is here. Captain Akron 27 is here. Another member of the DePhilly crew, Ron and Meredith. Good to see you guys. Addie Family Adventures. Candy Mom 15, Cynthia, another one of our members. Actually, our first member is here as I knock off my things. Tina McNeil is here, another member. Good to see you, Tina. Donna Jaworski's in the house. What's up, Donna? Good to see you. Everybody say hi to Donna. Another one of our members, G. Wilson's here. Emily LSU mom as well. Wow, everybody's here tonight. Good to see everybody. Let's see who else we got in the house, guys. It just jumped on me. Tori Camella is here. Tori, good to see you. Michelle the Quilter is here. Detroit Disney Duo, another one of our members is here. Rachel Fithian is in the house. Rachel, good to see you. Rob Fuzz is in the house. Rob, what's up, buddy? How are you? Thank you, Jim. And I think we are up to date right now. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here. We appreciate it. Hope everybody's having a great night. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So, again, here's what we're going to do. The four of us are going to vote on 64 film franchises because all these franchises are going to battle it out down to number one. We're going to have one left when we're all said and done. The four of us are going to vote, but this is where the chat comes in. The chat is the tiebreaker. So you guys are going to vote. So if two of us vote one way and two of us vote the other way, the chat's going to be the tiebreaker. And if the chat ties for some reason, I'll pick it.
Wait a minute.
It's my stream. No, I'm just kidding. We'll flip a coin. We'll flip a coin or something. But we're going to have a good time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen for the first matchup, and then we will go clockwise.
Are we doing thumbs up, thumbs down, or are we doing it individually?
We're going to do it individually. You're going to vote for who you're going to pick. We'll go clockwise, so it'll go Steve, Jim, Charlie, then me, and we'll vote. All right, let's see. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody in the chat? I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. We'll have ties because there's 20 watching. Well, hopefully somebody else will come in. Well, not everybody might vote either. That's the other thing, too. Might only have like 9 votes. But all right, here we go. So first matchup, let me share my screen. And here is your first matchup. You have the Marvel Cinematic Universe versus Despicable Me. Now, some of these are probably going to be a little bit easier than others, but some of them are going to be hard. So, Steve, we'll start with you, buddy. Where are we going?
You clearly matched up things that you wanted to get rid of against Epic
That's
franchise here. Because Despicable Me is an incredible franchise.
It is.
There's no way it's going to be MCU. You got to go with me. I just can't see anything over the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I thought we were breaking them down to like Captain America, but the whole is
no. It's all franchise.
It's incredible.
That's a franchise.
Easily the best superhero franchise, in my opinion. So I'm going with MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't have to waste a lot of time with this one. MCU. Although I like the Despicable Me movies.
I do too.
Yes, MCU here as well.
Yeah,
well, your vote doesn't matter.
Yeah, MCU. Oh, Disney Buff is welcoming. Good to see you. No, I know. No, I agree. I mean, some of them are easy. I think some are harder than others. But there will be some that are no brainers.
And that's the disadvantage of picking them out of a hat for the matchups, because sometimes you get great ones that match up against each other.
Way too early. Yes, they'll match up in the first round when they should be matching up near the finals. I agree. But all right, so next matchup. Here we go. This one I think is going to be a little bit tougher than that one. The Toy Story franchise versus the Mission Impossible franchise.
For me, it's not hard.
Okay.
Although I love Mission Impossible, I think Tom Cruise does an incredible job. Toy Story is the standard for animation trilogies. So now I got to go with Toy Story. Now it's not a trilogy, but still Toy Story.
Yep. Good franchise for sure. I agree. Jim, what do you think on this one?
Both of these are great franchises. I haven't seen all of the Mission Impossible movies, but I have seen all of the Toy Story movies and enjoy them very much. So I'm going to go Toy Story. Gotcha.
And Charlie?
If I pick anything with Tom Cruise in it, Stacy will divorce me. So I'm going to
She doesn't like Tom Cruise, huh?
She has the same feelings about Tom Cruise as I think Steve does about The Rock. So.
Oh wow! How about that?
That's a strong opinion.
Wow,
that is a strong opinion. Holy macaroni! That is funny. So I'll be honest with you. I've seen all the Mission Impossibles. I think they're awesome. I think the latest one, Mission Impossible Fallout, might be the best.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Wow, that one's really, really good. This is a lot closer for me than I expected. I would have voted Mission Impossible only because Toy Story 4 I didn't like at all.
I would agree with that.
And I loved it, but I liked all the Mission Impossibles. You know, if we were going first three, I would have picked Toy Story. But for me, I picked Mission Impossible, but it doesn't matter.
I like 95% of the last Toy Story. So,
yeah.
Just the last 5%.
Tom Cruise is going down, and he did go down.
Not
so
at
there
all.
You go. That was
Cynthia not close, but that's a good statement.
I don't mind The Rock. I think he's funny. He's not going to win an Academy Award, but he's certainly not terrible. All right, here we go. Next matchup. Again, some of these we'll go quicker on, and then we might need to talk on some that we disagree on. Next matchup. This one's a little bit different. We have a Nightmare on Elm Street series versus the Mad Max franchise.
we might disagree on this one. I like the Mad Max franchise better. I think Mad Max is adventurous. It's an interesting concept. I don't like the Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't like any of those kind of franchises at all. So I'm going to go with Mad Max.
Gotcha. Jim?
Yeah. I saw a few of the Nightmare on Elm Streets when I was a kid, and they were fun. But there's something about the Mad Max movies that are just cool. And I can't put my finger on it, but they're just it's that dystopian future is really cool. And then the most recent one, Fury Road, was just a return. It may be the best of the Mad Max movies.
Yep.
Mad Max for me all the way.
Charlie?
Mad Max here as well. Yeah, I like those three. I like the first couple Nightmare on Elm Streets, but then it got ridiculous. So, yeah, Mad Max is good.
Yeah, agree. Mad Max easily. The Road Warrior is one of the The Road Warrior is just a fantastic movie, by the way. He's so cool in that movie. And you're right. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1 scared the you-know-what out of me. I mean, as a kid, it scared the heck out of me. But after that, it became a joke. It became more about his jokes and his one-liners than it was about being scared and horror. So,
Jim, is Tom Hardy the one in the Fury Road? Is that?
Yes.
He is, yes.
Okay, yeah, I love him. I think I agree with you. That one's pretty incredible.
Yeah. It's really, really good. That one is really, really good. That's my second favorite. And I actually really enjoyed Thunderdome. Thunderdome wasn't bad. Underrated, I thought. I thought it was better than people gave it credit for. Michelle Coulter says, haven't seen them, but I do like Mel Gibson. Oh, you got to go watch them. You'll like them for sure. Dreamers Empire, Dean is here. What's up, Dean? Dean says he's never seen a Mad Max either. Wow, you guys got to go check those out. Those are good movies.
Did Mel Gibson make a cameo in the last one? I didn't watch the last one.
He did not.
Oh, okay.
No, unfortunately, he did not. I wish he would have. Fury Road was very good, though. Very good. All right, guys, next matchup. Here we go. This one's going to be a little different, too. You have the Jack Ryan series of movies. You have Patriot Games, Hunt for Red October, Jack Ryan, Sum of All Fears. They're all Jack Ryan versus the Halloween series.
This has been my easiest vote so far. It's easily Jack Ryan.
Okay.
Those are some of my favorite, and that's the best show on Amazon right now is Jack Ryan. So easy for me.
Gotcha. Jim?
I'm going to throw a wrench in the works here. I have never seen a movie from either of these franchises.
Oh.
Okay.
So I cannot vote. I can't vote on this.
Okay. Charlie?
You abstain?
He abstains.
I'm going with Jack Ryan as well. I've seen a couple of those movies, which I liked at the time. So, yeah. Definitely.
Jack Ryan for me, too. Hunt for Red October is a fantastic movie, by the way. Made all the better by Sean Connery, not so much Alec Baldwin.
Well, then you also had Harrison Ford playing.
Yes, Harrison Ford was
Ryan,
Patriot Games and Some of All Fears. You had Ben Affleck played it.
Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
So
it's a really good show. Although I will say this, Halloween 1 and 2 are really good and are really, really scary. Halloween 2 in the hospital, never mind. That's a good. They got ridiculous after that, but that's pretty good. It's not bad.
Oddly enough, I have seen the entire first season of the Amazon series, the Jack Ryan series.
Do you like it?
I did like it.
I love John Krasinski too. I think he's great.
Yeah, John Krasinski is very good. Hunt for Red October is one of those movies that if it is on, I am watching. I agree 100%. Sam Neill's in that movie too.
Yes.
Yeah. He certainly is. Yeah. Cool beans. So we're on the same page so far, Steve.
Well, yeah, I didn't know what was going to be considered some franchise, I don't think. But
sure. No, they're all franchises. I looked all these up, by the way, too. All right, next one. Here's a little bit tougher one, I think. We have the DC Universe versus the Jaws franchise.
Oh man, it's hard because there's some pretty epic Batman movies out there, but I think the rest of the DC movies.
Batman is a standalone. He's by himself.
Then easily Jaws for me then.
Batman and SpiderMan and Superman, they're all singles by themselves. This is the DC universe.
Okay, I'm going easily Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the strength of the first Jaws alone could push this over. But I thought Jaws 3 in 3D. I remember seeing it in 3D at the theater, and that was great fun. Although it's super bad, but
It is.
yeah, Jaws for me on this.
I really like Jaws 1 and 2, so I think that carries it enough for me. So yes, Jaws.
Yeah, me too. Jaws 1 and Jaws 2 is actually Jaws 2 might even been better than 1. It was really good. Kind of beats them. I think they're both better. Those two alone will beat anything from the DC universe so far, which is kind of sad. But for movies that have been as old as they are, they still are better than some of these newer high budget movies. But I agree. I'm going Jaws for that as well. And I don't know what that says for the DC universe that it can't beat a franchise that really only had 2 good movies. It's not saying much. Avery says Jaws. I prefer the ride. Jaws that used to be a USF over any Six Flags DC ride, and I just like the Jaws movies. Amen to that. You'll need to get checked by the doctor. She likes the DC universe. That's nothing wrong with that. That's why we vote. Oh, this next one. I actually like this next one. I don't know how you guys are going to vote for this one, but I think we're going to be different. All right. We have the Transformers series versus the Police Academy series.
So I think Police Academy is incredibly funny, but I'm one of the few people I think that really, really love the Transformers franchise, and so I'm going with Transformers.
I think the first Police Academy is a comedy classic,
yes,
but it got lost in all of the lesser sequels. But yeah. I think it's a comedy classic. And maybe I'm showing my age, but I cannot follow the action in a Transformers movie. So I'm going to say Police Academy for this one.
Charlie?
I liked the first Police Academy, but I can't compare that to the Transformers. I got to go with Transformers.
Okay, here's our first time we need the chat. I love Police Academy 1 and 2. I'm with Jim. The first Transformers was pretty good. It was different, but after that, it's just a lot of blowing stuff up. And I agree. It's hard for me to follow it. I actually thought Police Academy 2, the one that had Bobcat Goldthwait in it with the gang, I thought it was hilarious. So, chat, we're going to need you. And
I put slashes in, so vote after the slashes.
So, after the slash, Steve has put some slashes in. We're going to need the chat to vote. Police Academy or Transformers? Steve, you're my counter.
And only vote once, please.
Yes, only vote once.
Yeah.
I almost voted Transformers, but I don't know. I like Police Academy.
This is very exciting.
It's 6-3 for Transformers right now. 7-3, 8-3. So far, 8-3, 8-4, 9-4. Welcome in, Joey's best bud.
Oh, what's up, Keith? Thanks for being here, buddy.
Ironically,
welcome in.
Ironically, while we're counting, it was going to be a surprise, but now the cat's out of the bag, kind of thing. I'm doing one of my interview shows on Monday, and it's Joey's World to be my guest.
Nice.
Coincidentally, Zip had asked them to do the same thing on Tuesday, so they'll be on my show on Monday, and they'll be on Zip's show on Tuesday. So
nice. They're going to be.
Can't get enough.
It's Joey's World week.
It's Joey's, and then I can't tell what's going to happen on Wednesday, but anyways, there's a surprise on Wednesday too. So it is 9-3 in favor of Transformers.
No, Transformers has got it then. They're going to move on. All right, there you go. Joey's World Week for sure, Candy. You're right. All right, so here we go then. Next matchup. These are pretty easy so far, some of them. I think this one's going to be a little bit harder. Some of you may or may not have seen all these. So we have the Maze Runner franchise versus the Oceans franchise.
These are both really good. Man, I love the Maze Runner franchise. I think they're incredible. I think they're very action-packed, scary at times.
Books are very good too, by the way.
Oh, I haven't read the books on this one yet, but I think the concept is incredible. But you cannot beat the cast of Oceans 11 and 12 and 13, in my opinion. I think they're just the cast alone wins this for me. So I'm going with the Ocean's movies.
Okay, Jim.
The cast is great. The director, Steven Soderbergh, is a fantastic director. The music he uses for the Ocean's movies, I mean, just
it's awesome, by the way. Yeah,
it is. Ocean's for me.
Yeah, Oceans is one of the any of those movies when it's on TV is something that me and Stacy will stop and watch. So Oceans for us as well, for me.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going with Oceans as well. I keep hitting these.
You gotta quit.
I can't do these. I can't do these. I'm so used to not having on these earbuds. Every time I go down, I just hit them. But I agree. I think it's Oceans. I love it. I think they're fantastic.
I love those puzzle movies that like the Da Vinci Codes and these and like the National Treasure, those things that have a mystery to solve, basically.
I agree. I think they're great. They're just awesome. I actually like 13 better than 12. The one with the second one was.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I did. I like the one with Al Pacino a little bit better. All right, let's see. So Oceans moves on. All right, next matchup. This one's, I think, going to be a little bit hard. And Steve, this is where one of the franchises that you thought was in the DCU is actually a standalone. Okay, but it is its own franchise, and it's going up against a tough one. We have the Batman series versus the Hannibal Lecter series. Because Hannibal Lecter had like 4 movies.
Yeah, Hannibal their movies are good, but I mean, I think it's just Batman's such an iconic character. That is the one aspect of DCU that they're doing right, and even except for casting Ben Affleck, but they've corrected that. So Batman for sure for me.
Charlie?
Yeah, Batman, absolutely. I mean, Batman's one of the great characters in American pop culture. So, and while Silence of the Lambs was fantastic, as a franchise, Batman for me.
Yeah, I agree. Silence of the Lambs was a really, really great movie. But I have to go with Batman as well.
Yep, I agree. Batman is my single favorite comic book character, period, ahead of everybody. The 89 Batman movie was kind of, in my opinion, the start of the comic book craze. Superman was before him in the 70s, but it didn't quite take off with him. The 89 Tim Burton Batman is what kind of started it all, in my opinion. And it was just a great movie. I love Batman. And the Christopher Nolans.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what put Batman on the map, in my opinion. The other ones were okay, but we'd be having a totally different discussion if Christopher Nolan didn't have his set.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, because Batman Forever was meh, and Batman and Robin was horrible. I hate to say it. But Batman Returns was good, and 89 Batman was fantastic. So, all right. So Batman moves on. So that takes care of, if you guys can believe it or not, the first bracket. Yay!
Like half or a quarter.
It's that bracket, that above bracket, the top left bracket.
So we're 25% of the way of.
We're 25% at 8:22. We're going to move quicker. We're going to move quicker. I promise. All right. So this next matchup, I think this one's an easy one, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. You have the Expendables franchise versus the Harry Potter franchise.
The Expendables may be the worst franchise in the history of franchise. This is easy, Harry Potter.
Jim?
I have never seen an Expendables movie. Harry Potter for me.
Harry Potter, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. Harry Potter. I have seen the Expendable movies.
I've seen them all too. They have a great cast.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. They are what they are. I mean, they're just it's just action. It's just over the top action. That's all it is, really. But Harry Potter is one of the best franchises of all time. It might be a top 5 franchise. It absolutely is going to be that one. Yeah. All right. So here comes a hard one. I think this is a hard one. Chat, get ready. We might need you for this one.
Good.
We have the Star Trek franchise, and Steve, that is including the new ones.
Yep. Chris
Yes.
Pine.
Yep. Yes. Including against the Die Hard franchise.
Even with Chris Pine, it still doesn't compare to Die Hard for me. Die Hard was incredible. I'm not a Star Trek fan. I do watch the Chris Pine ones, but this is easy for me. It's Die Hard.
I'm going to disagree. I think Star Trek is much better than the Die Hard movies, especially the new Chris Pine movies. So I'm gonna go Star Trek.
I am also going to go with Star Trek. I love the Wrath of Khan. Call me old school, but yes, Star Trek.
I'm going to go Star Trek. I agree. I think The Wrath of Khan is a great movie. I think the Chris Pine movies are really done well as well. I love the Die Hard movies. They're fantastic. This is why this matchup was the hard matchup, because I don't want to say no to the Die Hard movies because they're all great. Even the one with Samuel L. Jackson, I love that one. I think that one's great. But
that's one of the things that ruins it for me. No, just kidding.
See, I think he's good.
I don't think he's a
but
good
the
actor.
Search for Spock, The Wrath of Khan, the Voyage Home.
I literally I watched Star Trek and I dislike every single episode, every single movie, other than the Chris Pine ones. I just can't get into it. It doesn't compare to Star Wars for me. It's the same kind of concept. So it's easily, and I love the Die Hard franchise. I think they're incredible.
I do too. I love the Die Hard franchise. Is fantastic. Bruce Willis is awesome in that. Wrath of Khan is Dean's favorite. Look at that. Star Trek. It's my childhood. And that's the thing. Star Trek was a series first and then went to the movies, went to the big screen. It was in the 60s first. And then it went into the movies, but they're great. All right, guys. Next matchup. Here we go. I think this one's kind of easy for us, but as all guys. But you have the Men in Black series versus the Twilight series.
Don't be mad. Men in Black is very good, but I watched the Twilight series and I enjoyed them more than I enjoyed Men in Black. I just think it was a, and I don't get into vampire movies and stuff like that, but the Twilight was done very well with good actors, in my opinion. I'm actually voting for the Twilight series.
Okay. Jim?
Steve,
I lost my man card, I know.
No. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, thank you.
I have even read all of the books.
That's
and I have not seen all of the Men in Black movies. I've seen most of them. But I enjoyed the Twilight series. I liked the vampire renaissance that it was riding that wave of vampire popularity, but and I, it's not perfect, but I thought it was great fun. So yeah,
Charlie?
Twilight.
I think probably Men in Black 3 is probably my favorite of the series with Josh Brolin. I think that is that one, right?
Yep.
Definitely one of my favorite endings of the Men in Black series. But I'm going to go with Men in Black.
We need the chat, Steve. I have to. Well, let me.
I actually didn't think it'd make it to chat, but
well, let me say this. I've never seen a Twilight film. They just don't interest me. So I don't know.
Yep, that's good.
But I have seen all the Men in Black, and I enjoy the Men in Black. So, I mean, should I have abstained or can I vote? I don't know if that's fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely, you can vote.
Okay. So then,
I
chat.
put slashes.
Yeah, we have slashes, so I need the chat to vote. Twilight or Men in Black?
Steve was one of those moms that went to the theater screaming.
Jonathan. Oh, where'd it go? I lost it. Dude, ain't nothing wrong with that. I love it. I think it's great. Men in Black. Steve, you counting?
Yeah. Right now it's 6-2 in favor of Men in Black.
All right. A couple more votes.
Toasters, laminators, costumes, puzzles, makeup, straws, and Twilight.
I've never seen them either, but it's because I never had any interest. So, well, that was me. I just didn't. Twilight, I didn't have any major interest in it.
Let's just say Men in Black's going to win and move it.
All right. Okay.
It's a lot.
All right.
But thank you, Jim. Jim and I have only disagreed on one, I think, so far.
I think so.
It's pretty good.
How about that?
Yeah. I think this next one is going to be kind of easy. But here we go. We have the Karate Kid series versus the Terminator series.
I think the Terminator is not. I'm not that interested in it. Karate Kid, I thought, was a fantastic classic series. I'm going with the Karate Kid.
Okay.
This is actually kind of tough. I might. Well, Karate Kid.
I like the first two of each series, and then after them, I thought they went downhill quite quickly. So I'm basing it on the first two of each. So I have to go with Karate Kid.
There you go. My vote doesn't matter.
What was your vote?
It would have been Terminator, only because Terminator 2, I think, is one of the best sci-fi movies. It's pretty fantastic. And Terminator itself was just groundbreaking for what it was at that time. It was pretty ingenious. James Cameron, that is kind of what put him on the map, was the Terminator. And Karate Kid is fantastic.
I honestly didn't know he did those.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I thought Titanic put him on the map, but that.
Well, no, these were way before Titanic, dude. Terminator, the original Terminator was like, what, 1981?
Oh, yeah. I know they were old. I'm just.
84, maybe? 84?
84, was it? Okay, something like early 80s. But James Cameron, I mean, this is what put him on the map. But no, I love the Karate Kid. The first two are fantastic. And actually, the Karate Kid series, Cobra Kai, anybody watching it?
Not yet. I want to.
It's really good. It's actually really good. It's really good. So there you go. So Karate Kid is moving on. Good job, guys. All right. Next matchup. We're getting close. Not really. I think this one's going to be an easy one for everybody. We'll move quick on this one. You have the Barbershop franchise. I've seen the first three of those. They're actually really funny. And, of course, the Alien franchise.
Believe it or not, I one of these is clearly better than the other one, but I actually don't care too much for either one of them. But it's Alien.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Alien. A couple of the Alien movies are some of the best sci-fi movies ever made. So yeah, Alien for me.
Yeah, I got a big kick out of Aliens, the second one, and
that's a great movie, dude. That's a really good movie.
There's really funny parts in that movie.
That's also James Cameron, is it not?
Yes, it is. No, it's Ridley Scott.
No, the first one was.
Oh, is the second one James Cameron? Okay, I thought Ridley Scott stayed with the second one too, but okay, yeah, you might be right. Second one, Aliens, is awesome.
Yeah, I'm going with Alien.
All right, yeah, me too. Alien for sure is my pick as well. All right, gang, here comes another hard one. I think this one's really, really hard. You have the Matrix franchise versus the Rocky franchise.
Oh, that is hard.
I'm going to lose my man card again. This isn't hard for me. I think Sylvester Stallone is a terrible actor. The Matrix. Yeah, Rocky though, it was his best by far. But I think the Matrix. I just love the Matrix series. It's pretty good.
Steve. Well, I'm going to agree again. The Matrix, groundbreaking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'll go with that. Rocky started to get silly.
Yeah,
it did.
I loved him as a kid. I actually loved him as a kid, but the Matrix blew my mind. So, yeah.
This is really tough for me because I really, really like the Matrix a lot, but I really like the first three Rocky movies as well. And I like the one, with Mr. T and Thunder Lips, and I got a kick out of that. So I'm going to go with Rocky.
We're going to need the chat.
Ooh.
Rocky doesn't even look like the Matrix is getting any votes, so this would be interesting.
I think the Matrix is doing pretty well. I love the Matrix, but the Matrix Revolutions, the last one, is meh. The first four Rockies are very good movies. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The fourth one, which you see pictured, is not a bad movie. It's a good movie. Now, they get kind of silly 5, 6, and 7, but if you include the Creed movies, which are Rocky as well, they're both very good.
Oh,
I think this
is really close.
It is close. It is. I think Rocky 2 is just a fantastic movie. I love that movie.
It is currently 6-5 for Rocky.
Ooh.
So if you haven't voted,
Rocky.
There are 36 people here, and only 11 of you have voted. So please cast your votes. Unless you like the other one, then you don't need to vote.
I know where Steve's voting on the next one, by the way. So where are we at, Steve?
8-5 right now for Rocky.
All right, Rocky.
Give it a few more seconds, guys. If you want your last votes here.
No, Adrian. Oh, absolutely.
It's yeah, he's his. I don't know. It's like 4 foot tall, and his voice you can't ever understand him. It's 9-5 in favor of Rocky.
All right.
Adrian, we did it!
Exactly. The end of that movie
Hey,
is
I'm just happy
fantastic.
that me and Jim seem to be on the exact same page. So
Yes, I agree.
I'm okay with
Dude,
it.
when in the second movie, when she wakes up from that coma and she said, "I just want you to do one thing for me," and he goes, "What's that?" And she says, "Win." And then they start playing the music. It's like, that's awesome. That is a good scene. I love that part. All right, next movie. Here we go. This one's going to be, I know where Steve's going with this one. Fast and Furious versus the Lethal Weapons.
This is very easy for me. I think the classic one, Lethal Weapon, is some of the best movies, the buddy movies that I've ever seen in my entire life. It's fantastic. I think Mel Gibson and Danny Glover were incredible on stage or on screen together. I love the TV show, even though they canceled it, but Lethal Weapon for me.
Jim?
I'm going to agree with Steve again. Lethal Weapon, best buddy cop movies. I mean, this is the definition when you look in the dictionary of buddy cop movie. Although there is no entry, you will find a picture of Mel Gibson and Danny Glover.
Yeah, and at the end of the first Lethal Weapon, right? He fight that crazy guy Gary Busey in karate.
Yeah, I love Gary Busey.
I'm going with Lethal Weapon as well.
I've only seen one Fast and Furious. I saw the first one and I stopped. It's
When
Lethal
Paul Rudd
Weapon.
left the franchise, unfortunately, because he passed away, it's straight downhill after that.
And it has nothing to do with the fact that The Rock joined at that point.
Literally, no, it didn't, because unfortunately, Paul Walker had fell off, but I mean, it had nothing to do with that for sure. Paul Walker made that franchise. Him and Vin Diesel's relationship.
Yes. I agree. The buddy Lethal Weapon's fantastic. It's it's a great series.
Is that where you thought I would go, or did you think I was going?
No, I knew you were going to say Lethal Weapon,
Right.
but I just assumed because The Rock was in the other one.
No, that didn't have anything to do with it. I really like Lethal Weapon.
Gotcha. All right, next one. This one's a toughie. We have the James Bond series versus the Planet of the Apes series.
That is a toughie.
And you can include the Planet of the Apes from the old days because those are movies as well.
So I think I think the newer Planet of the Apes are better for me. I like the newer concepts with the one with James Franco. I thought was incredible. I thought it put it back on the map, but I'm not sure. To be Bond is such an epic role to play, and they've had some really good ones between Sean Connery, Daniel Craig, and Pierce Brosnan. I mean, that is that whole mystery puzzle kind of movie that I like to see how things work out with all the gadgets. I'm going with 007, James Bond.
Jim?
Both of these franchises have had a significant impact on popular culture.
Absolutely.
However, I think James Bond might edge it out. The movies, well, both franchises, the movies have adapted and got more sophisticated.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I like the James Bond movies better, so I'm going to go with that.
Gotcha.
Does Planet of the Apes include the old Charlton Heston ones?
Yes, they do.
Then
It's
I'm
all
going
part of.
Planet of the Apes for 100, Alex.
Very nice. Okay. All right. Cool. Very nice. I love James Bond. I love the Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes. They're fantastic. Charlton Heston is fantastic, but I got to go with Bond. There's so many James Bond movies that are fantastic. Skyfall is my favorite Bond movie of all time. Casino Royale is really good. I actually really like the Roger Moores myself. I like The Spy Who Loved Me. I liked Moonraker. I liked For Your Eyes Only. It's Bond. He's James Bond.
Avery put the name's World, Steve's World. All things fun.
All right, you guys ready for the next one? This one I think is going to be an easy one.
Yep.
Although I like both franchises, it's easy.
Oh, this is.
We have the Mummy franchise versus the Star. Oh, it's easy. I said
Star
it was
Wars.
easy.
I don't even need to explain it. Star Wars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Star Wars for me.
Star Wars, yes.
Absolutely Star Wars. I actually like the Mummy movies. I think they're fun, but they're not. You can't compare them to Star Wars.
I like the first two Mummy movies. They're good.
Yes, especially the first one.
The only way I see people liking the Mummy better is if that whole Star Trek versus Star Wars thing. If you're a Star Trek and not a Star Wars fan, then you're gonna go with something else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, theatrically they don't compare.
No, not at all. Absolutely not. Okay, so this next one's going to be a hard one. I can vote. I've seen one of these two. They're both horror films, so be ready. You have the Insidious franchise and the Resident Evil franchise.
I didn't watch many of either of these franchises, but if I remember correctly, the Resident Evil had a better cinema. I don't know what the word is. It was better graphically than the Insidious series was. It was more appealing, aesthetically pleasing. There it is. It was more aesthetic to the theater, so I'm going with Resident Evil.
Gotcha.
I know I joked about being the movie expert here this evening, but it seems as though I haven't seen more movies than everybody else. I haven't seen any of these movies, so I've got to pass.
Okay. Charlie?
I got to stick with my girl Lilu from The Fifth Element and go with Resident Evil.
Yeah, me too. I've only seen the first Insidious. I wasn't a fan of it. It's kind of actually disturbing almost. Resident Evil for me. I've only seen like the first two of those, but I'll go Resident Evil.
I'm not big on horror films.
Me either.
So it's just,
Yeah, but they are franchises, and that's why I included them. But, yep, I agree. All right, next one. Here we go, everybody. Be ready. This is another tough one. It is, but isn't. You have the Godfather franchise versus the Superman franchise.
Oh, man. I think Henry Cavill does an incredible job as Superman. I think he has the look. He has the mannerism and everything. But that franchise is not good. The Godfather.
Yeah, two of the three Godfather movies are the best American movies ever made. So the Godfather for me as well.
Yeah, this is a pretty easy one for me as well. Godfather. Thank you.
Gotcha. Steve, did you go with the Godfather or Superman?
Godfather.
Yeah. Superman 2, fantastic movies. Both of them are very good. But you're right. I mean, the Godfather they're historic. They're some of the best movies ever made. Mm-hmm. And it's very seldom that you get a sequel that's better than the original. This is one of them. Yeah, don't ever go against the family again.
It's the Godfather.
It's those movies can be disturbing at times too, but they're really good.
They're awesome.
They are awesome. All right, I think I know where Steve's going with this next one. You ready, guys?
Yes.
I get excited to see what the choices are after you do that.
We have the Hunger Games versus the Rambo.
I've actually been waiting for this one because I love one of these franchises. Absolutely love one of these franchises. And I saw a book on the shelf today at the store. I didn't know there was another one coming out, and there is. And it's the Hunger Games for me easily.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw the Rambo first couple as a kid and loved them then. But as a whole, as a franchise, I'm gonna have to go Hunger Games just as a series of movies.
Sure.
I don't mind the Hunger Games. That lead actress for the Hunger Games really irritates me. But
My brother hates
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, she's just irritating. I love the first three Rambo movies. I thought they were awesome. So I'm gonna go with Rambo.
We need the chat. I've only seen the first Hunger Games, and I stopped. I didn't enjoy it. So I agree with Charlie. I really enjoyed a few of the Rambos. They've gotten terrible over the years, but as a whole, I'd have to pick them. So Steve, if you don't up there, it's already there. All right, chat, we need you. We need you.
1-0 for the Hunger Games.
Rambo or Hunger Games?
2-2.
2-2. That's cool. I have to. Melissa was okay with the movies. She didn't mind them. She read all the books. She didn't like the ending of the books, though.
Do the books differ from the films?
From what she says, they do in some ways, but she just didn't like how the book ended.
Oh,
Gotcha.
She wasn't happy with it.
It's 8-5 in favor of the Hunger Games now. With
Oh.
that makes me happy. It is 8-5. You got about 10 to 15 seconds left.
Yeah.
By the time they see it, it'll be over. But you got 10 to 15 seconds.
And we're almost done, guys. We got about 10 more to go, so we're close.
It is 10 to 6, or what did I say it was 9 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
But
Did you get Kay's vote?
I did. That was the 6th one.
All right. And I think we're gonna.
It's gonna be Hunger Games.
Yep, it is. It's gonna be the Hunger Games. Cool beans. All right, gentlemen. Next movie. We've got the Underworld franchise versus the X-Men franchise. I think this one's.
It's XMen.
Yeah.
X-Men. No explanation needed.
X-Men.
Yeah. X marks the spot for sure. And the Underworlds really aren't terrible. They're okay. They're just not to the level of X-Men. For sure. So that one was easy.
Easy.
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
Lemon squeezy. All right. This next one's going to be a tough one. But I know where Steve's voting on this one.
So you must like the other one.
No. We got the Scream
Oh, this isn't even
franchise.
close.
I told you I know where you're going.
Muppets.
The Scream franchise versus the Muppets franchise. The Muppets have had the Muppet Caper, the Great Muppet Movie, the Muppets Take Manhattan.
Just the Muppet Show, just the Muppets.
Okay. Jim?
Yeah, absolutely. The Muppets. Hard to beat them, really.
Charlie?
I wasn't a big fan of Muppets Take Manhattan, but the rest of the Muppets I love. So yeah, I'll go with the Muppets.
I agree. It's the Muppets.
Although I did like Scream is probably my favorite horror films, if you want to call them horror films, scary films. Scream is probably my favorite franchise of all of them, but it doesn't.
Scream, yeah, Scream is actually very good. Liev Schreiber, it's one of the places where he became really big was from that. Of course, he's on Ray Donovan now, which is a real good show, by the way. Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, next matchup. We got about a few more to go. I know where I'm voting on this one. I think all of it. I'm going to be the only one on this one, though, I think. Oh, I did that wrong. I clicked the wrong one. That's us. I hit the wrong one. Here we go. We have the Hangover franchise versus the Dirty Harry franchise.
This is Hangover for me. That to me revolutionized the rated R comedy skit that you could possibly do. Put a lot of these guys on the map. Hangover.
Yeah, a lot like Police Academy. The first Hangover movie is a comedy classic, a bit watered down with the sequels, but I think it's some of the best comedy. So the Hangover for me as well.
I just have one question for the chat. Do you feel lucky, punk? I'm going with Dirty Harry. Dirty Harry.
All right, we need the chat because I'm going Dirty Harry. Are you kidding me?
This is another one where I think you're going to hate. Clint Eastwood is a fantastic, iconic person and a great director. I think he's a terrible actor.
Oh my God! When he walks into that coffee shop and he says to those guys, "You don't think you're just going to walk out of here, do you?"
All right, I have a feeling I know this is going to go, but
a man's just got to know his limitations.
As far as Clint Eastwood goes, I know there were only 2 movies, but Any Which Way But Loose and Any Which Way You
Can. Yes,
I prefer those.
They're great. Yes.
I would too, Jim, for sure.
Dirty Harry.
Apparently, nobody agrees with me and Jim. So.
Dirty Harry is classic, man. He is sudden impact. Oh my gosh, and then the one where the cops are the bad guys. Oh my gosh, how what's his name, man?
He's got to drive the bus into the city and.
It's the one where the California Highway Patrol, the three guys on the bikes. Robert Urich is in it. David Soul's in it. They're bad guys, but they're cops.
I gotta be honest. This one's making me upset. To be honest,
Man,
I don't think
Dirty
anything.
Harry?
The Gauntlet, maybe? Was it the Gauntlet? Maybe?
I don't know. It doesn't compare to Hangover in any fashion, in my opinion. But that's okay. It's why we're voting.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so it looks like Dirty Harry got the win.
Yeah, nobody voted for Hangover, so besides me and Jim. They did
All
before
right,
the matches, but
all right. This next one's the picture. Sorry about the picture. It was the best one I could find. I think it's an easy pick.
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been watching the pictures. I've only been reading.
Okay, we have Pirates of the Caribbean versus the Hellraiser franchise. It's another horror one.
Pirates.
Easily.
Yeah, I'm wearing the shirt.
Yes.
Pirates.
Came into that.
Pirates. I'm not wearing the shirt, but I'm still voting Pirates.
Pirates by far. Let me tell you, folks, those movies right there, the ones below it, the Hellraiser, are some of the worst, horrible movies. Don't ever watch it. I watched half of the first one and stopped. Oh, and it's so disturbing. Don't ever watch them. But it is a franchise. They got like 6 of them. It's crazy. I can't believe they made more than one of that, but they did. Okay, so the next one, I think this is going to be interesting, Steve. I know where you and I are voting.
Why do you always pick out me?
Because I know you better than everybody.
This isn't easy. This isn't hard.
Well,
Lord of the Rings.
I knew
I
that
don't
for
even need to
you.
explain it. Do not even need to explain it for me. Lord of the Rings. I don't want to say this ahead of time because I may change my mind later down the road, but right now for me, Lord of the Rings is the greatest franchise in the world.
Yeah, it may win the bracket. For sure.
It's either it or Star Wars for me because I really, really love the last 3 Star Wars movies, and unlike everybody else, but Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Shrek is fun, but Lord of the Rings is epic. So Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Yeah, I love the original Shrek. I mean, that makes me laugh out loud. But
I watch Shrek.
You gotta go with Lord of the Rings, yeah. As a franchise, definitely better.
Lord of the Rings was groundbreaking in cinematography, screenplays, score, how the adaptation of the movie for an adapted screenplay. Everything about it is top notch.
And weren't they the first to film simultaneously?
Yes, he filmed all 3 at one time.
Which is what Star Wars is now going to in their new concept for their new trilogy coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was fantastic because then the characters are better.
So much more continuity.
Character.
So much more continuity.
It just flows.
Yeah, it really does. It was, and when he went in, quick story, when they went in there and he pitched the film, he was supposed to do all 3 books in one film. That's what they were originally going to try to do. And the producers looked at him and said, weren't there 3 books? Why don't we do 3 movies? He didn't think they were going to go for it, and they did. And the rest is history.
That would have been a mistake of a lifetime.
Yeah, it would have been a biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Next one. This one's a good one. We have the Rush Hour franchise versus the Final Destination franchise.
Man, see, I don't consider Final Destination horror. I consider it suspenseful. And
That's fine.
It was really incredible. I really liked it. Sean William Scott was in the first one, I believe. And then he went on to become, of course, American Pie, which hopefully we see in a little bit. But I don't know. Rush Hour, this was a tough one for me. This is the toughest one for me so far. But I think I'm going to go with Rush Hour.
Jim?
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that here in this country, we didn't really get to see Jackie Chan until a little bit later in his career. Still, though, I mean, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Rush Hour for me as well.
I loved Jackie Chan since Cannonball Run. Okay, so I'm going with Rush Hour as well.
This one is really close, a close second or third to Lethal Weapon in buddy cop movies. I love Rush Hour. I think it's fantastic. The two of them work really well together.
Yeah, it's fun.
These movies are funny. There's action, and you're right, Jim. We really missed out on Jackie Chan as a youngster.
Mm.
That would have been really neat to see him, because he did some stunts. That guy, he was the man for sure, and he still is the man in China. They love him over there.
Well, yeah, his fight sequences are intricate, well choreographed, funny.
And he does his own stunts too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. His stunts are They're him. All right, here we go. Let's keep going because I know we're coming up on time here. We got a little bit. We might run over just a tad, but not too much. We got only a few left. All right, guys. Next one. This is a good one. We have the Friday the 13th franchise versus the Ice Age franchise.
You already had Friday the 13th on there.
I did?
No.
I thought I did. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger was on there, wasn't it?
No, that's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's stupid. This is Jason. Again, I don't care about any of them. Ice Age.
Gotcha.
Freddy versus Jason is a totally other franchise, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't know where to put that one. So I mean, you can put it with either Freddy or this one if you want. It falls under either, I guess.
I really like Ice Age. I think it's a really clever, and I got some good voice actors. It would still win even if I did like the other one, but I don't.
I'm surprising myself here, but I'm going Friday the 13th, and it's simply because when I was a kid, this is the first horror movie franchise I paid attention to and watched. I remember going to my friend's house and being super psyched to watch part 2. And it was, horror movies were all new to me. So it's kind of, a throwback for me. I haven't seen them all, but there's a place in my heart for them. So I'm going to go Friday the 13th.
Look at you.
Kevin Bacon gets murdered by Jason at some point, right?
He does in the first one.
But I'm going with the other one, Ice Age. I like that. I like those movies. Avery and Sophie love those movies, so it's a funny franchise in this house. So I'm going with that one.
Ice Age. I got to go Ice Age as well. Ice Age is hilarious. Friday the 13th again. After the first one, I think the second one actually isn't too bad too. But then they get.
The third one was in 3D. Don't forget that.
I know. But then there's Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's just, it's something else for sure. All right, 5 to go, guys. This is it. Last 5. This is an easy one, I think. You got the Kung Fu Panda franchise versus the Spider-Man franchise.
So if Tom Holland was not included in this group, it would be easy for me to pick Kung Fu Panda because I don't like I did not like Tobey Maguire. I did not like those movies. I thought the villains were really good in those movies. But since Tom Holland has rejuvenated this franchise, I think he's easily the best Spider-Man, better than the rest of them combined. I loved it. Actually, Andrew Garfield was my second favorite. So I'm picking Spider-Man.
Gotcha.
I agree with everything Steve just said. Spider-Man for me as well.
Yeah, even though I love the first Kung Fu Panda, I'm gonna have to go with Spider-Man as well for the overall franchiseness of the franchisiness of the French. Yeah,
I agree. I do agree with Steve. I think Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. I think his 2 movies were not very good. I still say Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man of them all, with Doc Ock by far. But either way, it still easily beats Kung Fu Panda. That series, the Spider-Man series, is fantastic. That's why they keep rebooting it. Because people go and watch them for sure.
If it hadn't been for these Tom Holland ones, I would have picked Kung Fu Panda. But they're good now.
Right.
They were good.
All right, here we go. This one's a toughie, I think. I mean, it is, but isn't.
I like when you say that. This is going to be hard, but it's going to be easy.
He's just covering his bases.
We have the Back to the Future franchise versus the Narnia franchise.
Okay, I'm going to go strictly on which one I would put in the thing right now and watch, and that's Narnia. I enjoyed it a lot better than Back to the Future. Back to the Future is absolutely a classic. Would watch it at any point in time, but I would watch Narnia over it if I had both of the DVDs in my hand right now.
Gotcha.
And I would watch the other one. So I'm going to go Back to the Future.
Okay.
Marty, we have to get you back to the future. Back to the Future, easy for me. Yes.
Gotcha. It's funny because I would have agreed with Steve if we were just talking the original Narnia, because the first one, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, was fantastic.
Yeah.
Prince Caspian and the Dawn Treader were okay, whereas all of the Back to the Futures I think are fantastic. I got to go Back to the Future. But I really like the Narnia, especially the books. The books are great, but that first Narnia is a classic for sure.
I would have picked Back to the Future against most of the other ones that we've chosen tonight. So it's that good, but I really like the Narnia series.
Yeah, Narnia series is great. All right, guys, here we go. A couple more. We have Beverly Hills Cop series franchise versus the Santa Claus franchise.
So if I want to compare Beverly Hills Cop to all the other cop movies and franchises that we have out there, it doesn't compare to the rest. It's good, but it doesn't compare to the rest of them. I love the concept between Tim Allen and Santa Claus. I'm going with the Santa Claus.
This is interesting. I frankly did not remember there being a third Beverly Hills Cop movie.
It's the one at Wonderworld.
Okay, yeah, I may have seen that once.
It's the one at Wonderworld.
Okay, I do remember that. But Santa Claus for me, I just as a series, I think I can watch that every year. I'm not going to watch Beverly Hills Cop every year. Maybe that's not fair, but
no, absolutely,
that's the truth.
See, I always thought of the Beverly Hills Cop movies being like a copycat of Fletch, of the Fletch movies.
Fletch is great. I forgot about Fletch. Fletch should be on this list. I'm so sorry.
But I'm going with Beverly Hills Cop. I like those first two movies a lot. I laugh at a lot of them, and Eddie Murphy. I just love young Eddie Murphy. He's funny.
Marshmallow Man, welcome in. Viapre Project, welcome in. Jonathan Chuck. I'm sorry, guys. The chat's, you guys are doing great. I'm trying to get the chat up tonight. Thank you all for being here. This is the toughest one, I think, for me so far. I love both of these franchises. Both of them, their third movies are a little bit forgetful. Both of these franchises, the first two are really good. But I think I got to go with the Santa Claus. Yeah, I think I got to go with the Santa Claus as well. So Santa Claus moves on. All right, guys, last two, and then we are done for tonight, because that's only the first round. Here's another toughie. You have the John Wick franchise versus the Night at the Museum franchise.
My buddies and I, we watch John Wick all the time. We think Keanu Reeves is not the greatest actor in the world, but that makes it even better. I'm going with John Wick.
I think the Night at the Museum movies are great fun.
Mm-hmm.
Being a married man, what I watch is greatly determined on what my wife agrees with, what she wants to watch. Right. John Wick is not on her menu, but Night at the Museum is. So Night at the Museum for me.
Yeah, I love the Night at the Museum films as well. So I'm gonna go with that one.
We're going to need the chat because I'm with Steve on this.
We agree on a split vote.
The John Wick films are really, really good. The Night at the Museum, the first two are fine. The third one, the Battle of the Smithsonian, is the John Wicks.
I like the third one. I liked both franchises. I just like John Wick. Epic, though.
No, the Battle of the Smithsonian was the second one. The third one is okay, but the John Wicks are just phenomenal. I love the John Wicks. So chat. We got a tie. We need you. One more after this, guys. Chat, here we go. Oh, this is going to be close, right, guys. Yeah. Sad part about it is I love the Night at the Museum movies. It's such a great concept.
I think it's 10-7 in favor of Night at the Museum right now. 10-8. 10-8. We got a little bit more time to vote because we're running past time a little bit. So get your votes in. 10-8 in favor of Night at the Museum.
Like when the police officer comes to his door and goes, "You working again, John?"
I thought the third John Wick was the best one.
Did you? See, I still like the first one the best.
The first one's good too. I mean, it seems to be that always the second one of all the trilogies is, and the rest of them are good. It is, I think I lost track. I think it said 10-8 for Museum, so nobody else will be voting.
Wow. I think that's the first time the chat has sided with me. I think that's the first time.
That's because I was not on the same side with you this time. So.
You ever notice it's always about Steve?
Against Steve. No, look, the Night at the Museum, they're great movies. They're inventive. I love the concept of it. Ben Stiller's a good actor. Robin Williams was in them. It's great. I really, really enjoy John Wick.
Owen Wilson, when he calls him Gigantor,
Gigantor.
Dick Van Dyke too, right?
Huh?
Mickey Rooney and Dick Van Dyke were in those, right?
They were in the first one. Yep. Oh, they're funny for sure. All right, last one of the night. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, guys.
American Pie better be on here.
It's not.
How did you not put American Pie? You got all
Who
these
watches?
We've never even
Who
heard
watches American Pie? What movies would you have put that I put on here that you would put?
any of the horror movies. First off,
You can't not put horror movies on here.
Maybe one of the greatest comedic franchises in the history of this country.
Oh, well, let me share the screen.
What's the last one?
Okay, so last one. I can't share the screen. It's the Bourne series, Jason Bourne, versus the Jurassic Park series. You can't not have Jurassic Park.
This is the toughest one for me now. Look, Jurassic Park's very inventive and groundbreaking in its own right. It has some great acting, but Jason Bourne is like Bond 2.0 for me.
Jason Bourne is John Wick, James Bond.
It's a compilation of all of them together.
Mission Impossible, Jack Ryan.
Damon is incredible, and I'm going with Jason Bourne.
I would argue that the James Bond franchise has borrowed from the Bourne series. It seems more Bourne than Bond anymore. I love how smart the Jason Bourne character is, and I love those movies. I'm going to go with the Bourne franchise.
I'm going with Jurassic Park. Sorry, guys. I'm not a big Jason Bourne fan.
Me either. I'm going Jurassic Park. It's groundbreaking. Jason Bourne, that was the point I was trying to make, is Bond, Bourne, Wick, they're all the same. It's the same thing to me.
Again, but it's just like all your buddy cops too, but there's always one that stands out above it. I like Jason Bourne above all the rest of them.
Yeah, and part of it for me too is kind of like Steve, you are with The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. I'm not a big fan of Matt Damon.
And that makes a big difference.
Yeah, I think that's part of it for me too, is I'm not a really big fan of him. So, chat, we need you for the last one. We need you, Bourne or Jurassic Park.
I'm only going with people when I see them actually vote. So, right now it's 3-2 in favor of Jason Bourne.
Okay.
3-3. 4-4. Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-5 in favor of Jurassic Park. 9-5.
Dang.
10-5. 11-5.
Yeah.
I think it's set. It's 11-5, and that would have been the Jurassic Park is
That's a toughie.
Incredible series. Man, but I don't think anything compares of all that style of movie. Jason Bourne leads that pack for me.
All right. So there you have it, gang. We have completed the first round. All that for only the first round. But we got 64. We're down to 32. And just like that, there's 32 franchises still in the running. And we're going to have a part 2. And hopefully everyone here can make it next week. And thank you all in the chat. The chat was great. You guys, lots of communication back and forth. I love the chat. You guys were awesome. And I know we're running over, and I know Steve's got to get going, and everybody else does too. So I want to go around real fast. First and foremost, to our 2 special guests, Jim and Charlie. Charlie from the Disney Nerd Herders, Jim from More Sunshine, please. Charlie, we're going to start with you, buddy, this time. Well, I think we did last time too. Charlie, tell us a little bit about your channel, what you got coming up, buddy, and thanks for being here.
What we got coming up tomorrow? We are on tomorrow morning with the Dufilly crew and Amy from AGC Magic TV. We're gonna show some love to Universal Orlando Islands of Adventure. We're gonna go through that park. We're gonna talk about the rides, talk about everything, shows and whatnot. And then Wednesday we are on with Jim and D&G Explorers. We're gonna finish up our 4-park series. We're going to be tackling Hollywood Studios and ranking all the rides on Hollywood Studios. And then we take the average and come up with an ultimate champion of the ride ranking system. So
awesome.
Fun shows coming up.
All right. Perfect. And Jim,
thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. And Jim, thank you, buddy, for being here as well. Please tell us what's coming up on More Sunshine, please.
before I tell you, can I just say, how many times can you build a dinosaur park before you realize it's just a bad idea? How many
I
movies?
know we're worried about the parks here with COVID-19, and they built Jurassic Park 5 times and it killed people. What are we worried about?
It's all
Guys,
about the
thank you so
management.
much for having me. I just recently, so did Charlie. We just reached 1,000 subscribers. I
Congratulations.
never cared about watch hours until now, so I am in a shameless quest for watch hours. So I'm going live whenever I can. I went live earlier today. My regular live show is Tuesday at 7:30. I try to do vlogs when I can. I live in Florida, so a lot of Disney World stuff when I can get there. But yeah, that's my channel in a nutshell. Thank you so much again for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, it's our pleasure, bud. Thank you guys both very, very much for being here. And of course, last but not least, this guy over here, Steve. Thanks, pal. As usual. Hope you had fun.
Thank you. Oh, of course I did. And we couldn't have two better guests on tonight for this, especially Jim for agreeing with me most of the time. I really appreciate that. If you weren't here, buddy, then we wouldn't have had to come to the chat near as much. No, but thank you both. We really do appreciate both of you being here. Hopefully you both can make it next week to help wrap this up. It was extremely fun. And you both know, I've made it no secret that these two down here, I don't know how they're just now getting to 1,000 subscribers. And I don't know how they don't have 4,000 watch hours yet. They're both incredible channels, incredible people, even better people than channels. I've had the very fortunate pleasure to meet them both. And I wouldn't change that for the world. I can't wait to see you guys again. So thank you guys for joining us. And thank you, Walt. I appreciate it, buddy.
That's my pleasure.
You know how I feel about it.
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just giving you a hard time. No, we're very lucky to have Charlie and Jim both here. They are great men and great channels. We're honored to have you both here. And to everybody in the chat, thank you all for being here. You have a choice of what you do and where you spend your time. You decided to spend it here with us tonight, and it means the world to us. We appreciate that. And we just hope you keep coming back. Let's get these channels to their watch hours. Congratulations to both of you on hitting 1,000 subs. That's great. And Steve, of course, congratulations on everything with this and that. You guys are just knocking it out of the park. And well, on our side of things, we're just doing the best we can. We're having fun. We're vlogging more. We have a few things coming out, which is great. And the daily Disney discussion's been fun. I'm enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun. But thank you all very, very much for being here. It's my pleasure to host this, and it's my pleasure to have these gentlemen and all of you in the chat being here. We all appreciate you very, very much. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks. Bye-bye.